Well, hello, you dead-eyed godbotherers. This is Z-Manzilla here, and we're taking a look at John Christian 3.0. Presumably, part 3 of the series, perhaps? I don't know. It said it was in early access when I looked it up on Steam. It seems weird that something in early access would have a 3.0. You'd presume it would be like a 0.x beta kind of sort of thing. But what do I know about fundamentalist Christian programming of video games? So Amazing Grace, you can't go wrong with that. Nobody's gonna, fault you for using that. It's a royalty-free thing. Nobody's gonna expect any money from you. Apparently the reason why this is John Christian 3.0 is because he's some sort of cyborg. It's it explains it with all the electricity and the eye glow there. That's probably what's going on. So yeah, let's take a look at that. There's the Steam store page. John Christian 3.0 says here's a Christian adventure game with spiritual battles. The game presents the story of young John who, dressed in the armor of God, embarks on his new mission to fight against the forces of evil in a universe with many challenges to free the imprisoned people. So, as we've seen from that flyover there, that apparently it's telling us we need to go there. So, but yeah, here we go. John Christian 3.0. We're going to check out that run. Like, he looks like he's trying to win a speed walking competition. Like, that's an interesting run cycle there. Yeah. So it's too fast to be a power walk, but kind of too slow to be a run. He doesn't really know how to get the lead out. Or he says here to pray. Now, I here's the thing. That is clearly like the control if you're playing with the keys in the keyboard. Now, I perhaps it was my fault for trying to play this game with a controller, or perhaps it was the game's fault for including controller support but not giving any sort of instruction relevant to the controller keys. Who can tell? Anyway, that weird glow thing happened. Not sure what they're supposed to be. I believe that's a checkpoint, perhaps. Who knows? It just all of a sudden green appeared and went, yeah. Now, I think it's kind of interesting when you look at just how straight that one part is. I'm getting an idea here that what happened was they had sort of a, like, randomly generated, a pre-generated 3D environment, and then just, like, you can tell where all the buildings are. They like, sort of did the auto level thing for just that part. You know, they trusted God to help with the creation of this game. They left it up to God, which is on brand. Is on brand. They have continued the trend here by giving this little boy little god powers of his own. Like you'll notice here that he's floating about 2 feet above the geometry there. So you know, that's the power of prayer right there. That's what the power of prayer can do for you. Speaking of P words, P is for pause. One of the buttons I was pushing while I was also trying to find that other word, P is for pray, which I couldn't find because they didn't give the controller instruction. It turns out that that's just a crouch. Like the actual prayer button, I haven't actually discovered it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, that's that thing that makes you look like you're doing the Dragon Ball, Kamehameha thing there. That's prayer. That's the power of prayer. There's also a dodge button in this game. Him run into a single enemy. Yeah, but you know what? It's early yet. I'm sure. I'm sure the many enemies of Christianity will come forward, and we will know how to dodge them because we have this dodge button at our disposal. Yeah, runs like a T1000. This is definitely John Christian 3.0 here. Is definitely got that T1000 run cycle. Oh, but he can transform. Wow, he's like Shazam in Gold LeMay. You're fabulous, kid. I love it. I would be, I would, I would be honored to pray for your brother. Where's your brother? What's going on there, brother? What's your deal? Like, can I say a little prayer for you? All right, that did nothing. All right, all right. Well, maybe I got to maybe there's a special spot. I got to let's try this again. There's the ooh something's happening. Whoa! I think I raptured that guy. Well, let it not be said that the power of prayer is not a thing. Oh, I raptured her too. Well, yeah, the whole family just shot up into heaven. Fantastic. So, according to the Steam page, this game comes to us from Carlos Martin's Blue Crab. It's the name of the developer. This is a premium game. You know, we're discovering a whole new person here. This is their first game. So, we'll go easy. You know, we should not be expecting, we should not be expecting Gilson B. Pontus levels of quality here. I mean, Gilson B. Pontus is a seasoned developer of video game entertainment. And Carlos Martins, this is their premier work. Now, I will say, I think Carlos can run in the Pontus verse. All right, I think, I would even dare say that Carlos could give Gilson B. Pontus a run for his money. Absolutely. I don't think that is at all unfair to say. I mean, for one thing, that armor is gleaming. You don't see a lot of that in Pontus verse. So we walk down this path and got this big open world to die in. Apparently, whoa, that was unexpected. You got. I applaud this game for taking a new bold direction there. Most games would just have an invisible wall. But this one here is just like, oh, stray from the path, and you will be killed, and you will burst into flames, and the pillar of flame where once you stood will continue to remain persistent in the world, marking the place where you went off you strayed from the righteous path. Oh yeah, no. And if you try it again, same thing happens. Consistency is a good quality in video games, and also, yeah, there is a good Christian message here. If you stray from the path, you will burst into flames. I have no idea what any of the stuff in the hood is. There's a number 5 over there. It ain't changed from anything. I don't know if that's. I mean, it couldn't be lives. Have died 3 times. You can see over there where the flaming areas where death occurred, where I would have lost lives. But no, it says over there I saved a life, and that I still have 5 of whatever that is under the Roman. I am just really confused about the whole Roman helmet thing. You know, like I won't. I mean, I was raised in a very Christian household. I've had a lot of interesting stories to tell about what it's like being raised in a Christian household where one is expected to become a preacher. But I, you know, it is my memory that the Romans weren't exactly the good guys in the New Testament, right? Like it seems a little weird that the armor of God would be just right mouse button, just floating in the middle of the area there. Like, I don't know what that goes with. I'm not playing with a mouse. I'm playing with a controller. Little floating rock there again. Behold the works of God, and weep in joy at the beauty of a floating rock with no inside surface. It just God put that there. You Getting back to what I was originally saying there, I really don't understand why the armor of God would have a Roman centurion style helmet. It's a little weird. And then this is me discovering a power that doesn't get tutorialized at all. This is I don't even know what this is called. I call it the giant God laser. There, God gives you the power to make like a little Doctor Who tunnel that makes little explosions. Now, if you look up in the HUD there, you'll see that there's the little gold bar that goes down whenever you use it, right? But here I am out of whatever that resource is, and I can still shoot my god laser and draw my god sword. That makes them do little breakdance flips and burst into flames. And I've discovered here that I cannot teabag while I'm wearing the armor of God. I need to change back into Christian Billy Batson, John Christian 3.0 before I can do the teabagging. So it's also on brand because Christians should not teabag while they are in their Sunday best. They should wait until they change into their shorts and t-shirts later, and then teabag their foes in the spot where once they stood before they burst into particle effects. I believe that was in Second Timothy. Oh, whoa! And yeah, so now the big spooky thing there is shooting at me. I was able to block it with my shield. I guess that reflected the arrow back to him. I have no idea what just happened there. You know, it's probably a Bible story, like the time Agassiz discovered a floating arrow's head in the woods of Samarita or whatever. I I'm sure I'm sure a Bible scholar will look it up for me and confirm all of that. All right, somebody else that wants us to pray for them, and with due cause, he's got a demon next to his bed. I mean, prayer is nice, but I've also got this sword, and I can see here how the sword has solved the problem a little quicker. But here, we'll pray for you, and of course, yeah, no, I pray for you, and then a black hole comes out of your chest, and that sends me to that dead world from the Skyrim DLC. Yeah, no, I remember this. This was what, Third Corinthians, or was it maybe one of the Maccabees? I forget. Biblical accuracy is off the chart, just impressive. You can't help but notice the glowing arrows dead all over the place. This is fantastic. It just sort of leads you by the nose. Says, no, this is where you go next. We've created all of this area, but if you try to explore it, you're just gonna burst into flames. So let's give you arrows. So basically, they designed way too much board, and then had to lead you through the nose or through the parts that don't kill you. It's game design, it's game design. They no doubt studied multiple gameplay of all of the QA testers that went through this thing, made notes of all the places where the players got stuck, and said, "We'll just put a big glowing arrow there." That's just good game design. Communicating to the player where they should go to use the attacks that feel weird and the powers that aren't tutorialized. Now, at the time I purchased this off of Steam, I managed to grab it while it was on sale. 40% off sale. I ended up paying a total of $1.19 for it. That's right. Significant savings off of the $2 price tag. I can confidently say I have gotten my money's worth many times over. Okay, let me break it down for you like this. All right? If you would pay a quarter to hit a semi-ephemeral Jabberwocky character with a god laser, and I would argue that a quarter is a bargain for such a privilege, then $2 you get your money's worth just from that alone. But on top of that, you get an education on the Christian faith. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that this is going to replace your Assassin's Creed experience, but first off, it should, you godless heathen, and second of all, you get your money's worth with this experience. I mean, imagine if Assassin's Creed just had the courage and gall to just make you burst into flames if you're going in a direction that doesn't forward the story. Also, imagine the savings if Assassin's Creed just straight up didn't have a story. What if Assassin's Creed was just, oh, would you please go pray for my brother? He's over there. And then you prayed for the brother, and you got a +1 to your life saved. Like, that is efficient storytelling right there. So we've reached a save state, and we're at this little gateway. It looks like an arrow pointing up. It's a big old tower. Let's see what's going on in there. Oh, it is launched us over here. We got these. All right, blue demons. Fine. Oh, this is. Yeah, I remember this from the Bible. Yeah, yeah. Recollections 10:14, and I will be beset by 4, maybe 5 demons that are chasing me around and phasing in and out of reality. And thus did I have to go back to the checkpoint. Second banana is 1412. So as you can see, that little number up in the corner still ain't gone down. So I don't think it's lives. I have no idea what I have 5 of. But now we're going to go back and have another word with this. Yeah, look at them. Just phasing in and out of reality. Pretending like I'm not even there. They completely ignore my God laser thing. They got what they wanted. They beat a kid up once. And that's all they needed. That's all they needed. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Okay? This is all part of his inscrutable plan. Oh, and well, what's this here? What? Why did turning into a kid make the boss come out? What? Why? What am I? It looks like Mothman with like a dark portal attached to his tuchus. Alright, so from the Steam description, John Christian 3.0 is a third-person Christian adventure game featuring battles with fights, swords, and supernatural powers, full of spiritual challenges of good against soldiers of darkness. The story describes the heroism of a young man who, clad in the armor of God, embarks on his new spiritual mission. On this new journey, John is led by God to a city and discovers that many people are in need of his help. As he prays for these people, a portal to a new world of spiritual battles is opened, and young John will face obstacles, monsters, and evil forces that are determined to keep the people under oppression. Alright, so to this point right here, he's led by God to a city. The city was 2 houses. I have run into a total of 3 people that weren't some weird combination of fire and particles. Okay, everybody else has been demon creatures. A little weird there. But to call all that a city, I mean, if 2 houses is a city to you, how did you discover video games? So, I don't remember actually beating those teleporting demons. The ones that just stand there and sort of appear and disappear. I don't know, maybe ducking in from the 4th dimension or something. I didn't do anything to them. In fact, there's a couple of them still standing around in the background. This god laser of mine that runs out of juice, but never seems to run out of juice. I just keep shooting the bad guy with that. It seems to be doing the trick. You know, it's got slightly more range than my sword. At least if I time it right, then I don't get hit. So there's strategy. There's strategy here. This is a beatable boss. If you just have the patience and can figure out what the range is. See, the other thing with the God Laser is it doesn't come out right away. Like, you have to sit there and charge it for a second. They say the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Also, the Lord's powers, don't move at any reasonable pace. So, this goes on for a while. We'll say at least we got some music for once. Like that. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, now he said something. He says, good. What's so good? What's so good? What's you doing? Oh, even better. Oh, what the? Whoa. Where's that send us? Now we're in hell. Perfect sense. I believe this was in First Thessalonians 5:17. Yeah, and upon defeat, Mothman sent the warrior to hell. Yeah. As far as Gilson-like games go, this is relatively inoffensive. Terrible, but in sort of a charming way. Like, this is so tokenly Christian, it's not even funny. You could, in fact, be very forgiven for thinking this is just some cruddy game that they slapped a Christ onto and tried to call it Christian. They threw in some Bible verses, and let you draw your own conclusions. Except they don't, because the Steam page is completely covered in the idea that this is a Christian game. It's a broken game, is what it is. It really is. Just all facetiousness aside, this game is incredibly broken. Well, anyway, this is John Christian 3.0. It's a baffling experience, and I thank you for joining me as I share this discovery with you. Thank God for James Stephanie Sterling. Thanks for your time.